room was filled with silence, the kind of silence that speaks louder than words. You could feel it in the air, heavy, emotional, almost unbearable. No one was prepared for how deeply this moment would cut. As friends, family, and loved ones gathered to honor the life of Dee Freeman, there was one tribute that stood out, one voice that carried the weight of love, grief, and remembrance in a way that left everyone holding their breath. When Emayatzy Corinealdi stepped forward, something shifted. This was not just a speech. It was a moment that would be remembered forever. From the very beginning, it was clear that this memorial was more than a farewell. It was a celebration of a life that touched so many, in ways both seen and unseen. Dee Freeman was not just a name or a face. Dee was a presence, a light in the lives of those who knew them. Stories echoed through the room, quiet whispers of laughter and tears intertwined, as people reflected on moments that now felt priceless. And yet, amid all the memories, there was a shared sense of disbelief. How could someone so vibrant, so full of life, be gone? As Emayatzy Corinealdi began to speak, her voice carried a gentle strength, but beneath it was a raw vulnerability that everyone could feel. She didn't rush her words. She let them breathe, as though each sentence carried a piece of her heart. She spoke not from a script, but from a place of deep connection, sharing memories that painted a picture of Dee in the most intimate way. It was in those moments that the audience began to truly see who Dee Freeman was, beyond the surface. She spoke of laughter, the kind that filled a room and made even the darkest days feel lighter. She described Dee's ability to make people feel seen, heard, and valued, even in the smallest interactions. It wasn't about grand gestures. It was about the quiet, consistent kindness that defined Dee's character. And as she spoke, you could see heads nodding in agreement, tears quietly falling as people recognized those same experiences in their own lives. But what made the tribute truly unforgettable was the honesty. Emayatzy didn't shy away from the pain. She acknowledged the heartbreak, the confusion, the questions that come when someone leaves too soon. She allowed herself to feel, and in doing so, gave everyone else permission to do the same. It was a powerful reminder that grief is not something to hide. It is something to honor, just like the person we have lost. There was a moment, one that seemed to stretch endlessly, when her voice faltered. The room grew even quieter, if that was possible. It was in that pause that the weight of everything truly settled in. This was real. This loss was real. And yet, in that same moment, there was also a sense of unity. Everyone in that room was connected by their love for Dee, and by the shared experience of saying goodbye. As she continued, Emayatzy shifted the focus from loss to legacy. She spoke about the impact Dee had on the world, not in terms of fame or recognition, but in the lives changed, the hearts touched, the love given freely and without condition. She reminded everyone that while Dee may no longer be physically present, their spirit lives on in every memory, every lesson, every act of kindness inspired by them. The stories she shared became more vivid, more personal. Moments of joy, of struggle, of growth, all woven together to create a narrative that felt both deeply personal and universally relatable. It wasn't just about remembering Dee. It was about understanding the kind of person they were and the mark they left behind. And in that understanding, there was comfort. Throughout the service, emotions came in waves. There were tears, yes, but there were also smiles. Soft laughter broke through the heaviness at times, as memories of Dee's humor and warmth resurfaced. It was a reminder that even in grief, there's space for joy, that remembering someone doesn't have to be only about loss. It can also be about celebrating the beauty they brought into the world. As the tribute drew to a close, there was a sense that something profound had just taken place. This wasn't just a goodbye. It was a reaffirmation of love, of connection, of the ways in which one life can ripple out and touch so many others. Emayatzy's final words lingered in the air, long after she had stepped away. They weren't just words, they were a promise that Dee would not be forgotten. And perhaps that is the most powerful part of all, because in the end, what we leave behind is not measured in years or achievements, but in the impact we have on others. Dee Freeman's life was a testament to that truth. The love shared, the memories created, the lives changed. These are the things that endure. As people slowly began to leave, there was a quiet understanding among them. This was not the end of Dee's story. It was simply a new chapter, one that would be carried forward in the hearts of everyone who had the privilege of knowing them. And in that sense, Dee was still there, in every tear, every smile, every memory that refused to fade. Because some goodbyes are not really goodbyes at all. They are echoes, soft, persistent reminders of a love that never truly leaves. And that echo will last forever,